My name's Darien Craig, and my hobby is bass fishing. Well, we have sold the big boat, the fiberglass bass boat, and now we are resorting to fishing out of kayaks for a couple months, which is a little bit of a change of pace from what I actually love doing the most. But I have learned fishing out of these kayaks is really cool. It's an affordable way to get into fishing. I enjoy the kayaks. This one that I've got has is really cool, fancy schmancy. It's got a trolling motor. What got me into bass fishing specifically was it started out as love for fishing. Like, I loved fishing. I loved enjoying the time with my pawpaw and all the people that were around, just throwing something out, hoping that you could feel that fight back. And then as I got older, that evolved from just fishing to bass fishing specifically because it's easier to target just bass. And there's a game and a sport to that where I learned how to catfish starting, and catfishing is a little bit more random. I think that's the most fun thing. I have definitely considered bass fishing professionally. It's a huge industry. It's fun because they get to fish for a living and they get paid to do that. But to bass fish professionally, you have to do a couple things. You have to travel an obnoxious amount per year all over the country. And then the second thing is you have to be good at fishing tournaments, and tournaments are very hard. You have to make all the right decisions on the water to catch fish all over the country and adapt to things very quickly. Although I previously wanted to do that, I realized quickly that that's not what I'm best at on the water. When I realized I wasn't going to fish tournaments anymore, but I wanted to keep fishing and make money doing it, that's when I realized I could do YouTube. How was that?
That was scary.
I just had this idea of I want to still fish all the time because I love it, but I want to be able to make money doing it. I'm good on social media. I'm good with being creative and creating stories and pictures and video, whatever, for brands. So I just reached out to a couple brands and said, hey, do you have anyone managing your social media? And they, at the time, didn't even know what social media was or definitely weren't doing it. I started working for a couple free baits a month. So then one brand led to another brand. Business model just kept growing. And so the brands kept growing, which was obviously good for the business because now we're managing almost 20 brands, social media, picture, video, community management on everything that happens on the digital face of those brands. And some of them are some of the biggest brands in the fishing and boating industry. So it's super cool. I'm still able to fish a ton and maximize doing what I love, which is fishing, and what I'm good at, which is social media. The main piece of advice that I have, and I listen to Gary Vee a lot, and I respect and truly listen to a lot he says, and it is, if you don't like your job, find what you're passionate about and pair it with what you're good at. So, my passion was fishing, and I realized that I was good at being creative. That's where it started at, picture and video. Since then, I've realized there's much better people than me at it. Originally, it was just me with a GoPro, and I was getting these cool creative shots. And so it started with that passion. I love fishing. I want to make money at it. I'm good at being creative. And so that was how that started. And specifically in my situation I was in an industry that wasn't at the forefront of creating really cool videos and doing social media. So it was an easy in for me to make money. But I think my advice to a young creator or just a young person who doesn't exactly know what they want to do, or maybe they do know what they do want to do, they just don't know how to get into that industry, it is do those two things. Figure out what you love, what's your passion, what's your hobby, and then figure out what you're good at to get you into that industry. I wanted to go into the marketing side of it, and that's what's allowed me to be successful in what I'm doing, because I'm doing what I'm best at and what I love.